21 years old. Most people your age are worrying about rent, student loans, job interviews, or wondering if they'll ever make it. Then one ordinary morning, everything changes. Not by thousands, not by millions, by billions. Your phone lights up. A banking notification. You almost ignore it until you see the number. $1 billion. $1 billion. You blink. Refresh the app. Refresh again. Same number. Your hands begin to shake. Your heart pounds. There has to be a mistake. Nobody just becomes a billionaire overnight. Right? Except this time, it's real. And from this moment forward, every decision you make will either build an empire or destroy your life. Level 1, the impossible balance. At first, you tell no one. Not your parents. Not your closest friends. Not even your partner. Because deep down, you don't believe it yet. You call the bank. They confirm it. Every dollar is yours. No fraud. No error. No catch. Just unimaginable wealth. Silence fills the room. For years, money decided everything. Where you lived. What you ate. How you dreamed. Now, money is no longer the problem. You are. You spend the first week doing nothing. Because every choice suddenly feels enormous. Buy a mansion? What if you choose the wrong one? Purchase a supercar? Which one? Invest? In what? Help family? How much? The freedom you always wanted quickly becomes overwhelming. Because unlimited options can be more stressful than having none. Then curiosity wins. You buy your first luxury watch. It costs more than your old car. You expect fireworks. Instead, you feel almost nothing. So you buy a sports car. Then another. Then a penthouse. Designer clothes. Private memberships. Luxury vacations. Everything social media says should make you happy. For a few weeks, life feels like a movie. Until one day, you wake up and realize you're already getting used to it. The impossible has become normal. The excitement fades. But something else begins. People notice. Your Instagram changes. Your location changes. Your lifestyle changes. Questions begin. What do you do? Did you win the lottery? Are you secretly famous? You smile. Change the subject. But secrets never stay buried forever. Level 2, everybody wants something. It starts slowly. An old classmate sends a message. Long time. Then another. A distant cousin suddenly remembers your birthday. Friends invite you everywhere. People who ignored you now insist you've always been close. Your phone never stops ringing. Everyone has an opportunity, a business idea, an emergency, a dream. And somehow, you are expected to fund all of them. At first, you say yes. A hospital bill. A startup. College tuition. Rent money. Helping people feels incredible. Until the requests multiply. 1 becomes 10. 10 becomes 100. Then complete strangers find your address. Your inbox floods with investment pitches. Influencers want collaborations. Companies offer partnerships. Celebrities invite you to exclusive parties. Politicians want meetings. Charities want donations. Everyone smiles. But you begin asking yourself, do they like you? Or your money? Then comes the first betrayal. Your childhood friend leaks your wealth online. Within hours, your name trends everywhere. News outlets speculate. Financial blogs analyze your spending. Paparazzi wait outside your home. Every purchase becomes a headline. Every movement becomes public. Privacy disappears overnight. Security becomes your new reality. Bodyguards, armored vehicles, encrypted phones, private entrances. The richer you become, the smaller your world feels. Then, your financial advisor delivers news that changes everything. Congratulations! You're officially one of the youngest billionaires alive. But now, you're also one of the biggest targets. Not just for thieves. For scammers, hackers, fraudsters, corrupt executives, even organized crime. Because when you control $1 billion, everyone wants a piece. Some will ask politely. Others won't ask at all. And this is where the real game begins. Level 3, the price of power. The first threat doesn't arrive with violence. It arrives with a smile, an invitation, a private dinner. One of the richest investors in the world wants to meet you. You accept. The room is silent. Crystal glasses. Perfect suits. Billion-dollar conversations. They don't ask about your hobbies. They ask, what are you building? Because in this room, money alone means nothing. Influence is the real currency. You leave inspired. The next morning, you move. Not physically. Financially. You buy shares. Real estate. Technology. Energy. Healthcare. Artificial intelligence. One decision. Millions invested. Weeks later. Millions earned. For the first time, your money starts making money. Then something clicks. $1 billion isn't wealth. It's leverage. Every investment creates jobs. Every company you back grows. Every acquisition changes lives. You aren't just spending anymore. You're shaping industries. But every move creates enemies. A rival billionaire launches a media campaign against you. News headlines question your experience. Too young. Too reckless. Lucky. They say your success won't last. At first, you ignore them. Then your company's stock falls. Employees panic. Investors hesitate. The internet celebrates your failure. One bad week costs you $80 million. Not because you spent it. Because markets don't care about emotions. For the first time, you experience losing more money in one day than most people earn in a lifetime. You don't sleep. You replay every decision, every signature, every investment. Then you understand something every billionaire eventually learns. Making money is exciting. Keeping it is war. So you adapt. You stop chasing trends. You hire the smartest economists, the sharpest lawyers, the best cybersecurity experts. You don't try to know everything. You build a team that does. Slowly, the empire stabilizes. Confidence returns. Then, another lesson arrives. This time, it isn't about business. It's personal. One evening, you receive a message. Someone knows where you live. At first, you think it's fake. Then security shows you the footage. Drones. Hidden cameras. Unknown vehicles parked outside. People aren't just watching your success anymore. They're studying your routine. Your freedom has become expensive. Every vacation requires planning. Every restaurant needs security. Every public appearance becomes a calculated risk. The dream everyone envies comes with invisible chains. And you're only beginning to understand them. Level 4, building an empire. You stop thinking like a millionaire. Millionaires buy things. Billionaires build systems. You launch your own company. Not because you need more money. Because you want to create something that lasts. The mission is simple. Solve real problems. Hire brilliant people. Think decades ahead. The first year is brutal. Competitors attack. Critics laugh. Experts predict failure. But you keep going. Because you've learned something priceless. The biggest rewards belong to the people willing to look foolish first. Months later, your company launches. The response is explosive. Millions of users. Global headlines. Record-breaking growth. The same people who doubted you now ask for interviews. Success changes the conversation. Suddenly, Governments invite you to economic summits. Universities ask you to speak. Young entrepreneurs call you their inspiration. You remember being 21. Confused. Overwhelmed. Terrified. Now, people expect answers from you. So you begin mentoring. Funding scholarships. Backing small businesses. Creating opportunities you never had. For the first time, your money creates something bigger than luxury. It creates hope. But power attracts attention. One government accuses your company of becoming too influential. Investigations begin. Regulators arrive. Lawyers work around the clock. Every email is reviewed. Every contract examined. Every decision questioned. You realize, the higher you climb, the brighter the spotlight becomes. There is no hiding anymore. Only responsibility. Then, the biggest decision of your life lands on your desk. An offer. A merger. Worth hundreds of billions. If you accept, you'll become one of the wealthiest people on earth. If you refuse, you risk losing everything you've built. The board waits. The media speculates. Markets hold their breath. And once again, everything depends on one decision. Level 5, the decision that changes everything. The room falls silent. Every eye is on you. Lawyers, executives, investors, people who have spent months preparing for this moment. A single signature could make you the most powerful business leader of your generation. Or, it could destroy everything. You close the folder, stand up, and walk away. Not because you're afraid, because you're thinking. For the first time in years, you ask yourself a question that money can't answer. How much is enough? You already own more homes than you can live in. More cars than you can drive. More watches than you can wear. Another 100 billion won't give you another heartbeat. It won't buy another childhood. It won't create more time. You return the next morning. Everyone expects your answer. You reject the deal. The room freezes. Some executives are shocked. Others are furious. The media calls you reckless. Financial analysts say you made the biggest mistake of your life. Your company's value drops overnight. Billions vanish on paper. The headlines explode. The young billionaire walks away. Social media tears you apart. Half the world says you're a genius. The other half says you're an idiot. But deep inside, for the first time, you feel calm. Because the decision wasn't about money. It was about control. You refuse to let greed become your boss. Months pass. Your company keeps growing. Not through shortcuts. Not through desperation. Through patience. Innovation. Trust. The people who stayed believed in the mission. Not the headlines. Then something unexpected happens. The competitors who mocked your decision begin copying your strategy. The same experts who criticized you now praise your vision. Success has a funny way of rewriting history. Then, another opportunity appears. Not to become richer. To become more meaningful. You create a global foundation. It builds schools. Funds hospitals. Supports young entrepreneurs. Provides clean water. Creates scholarships. Every project changes thousands of lives. Then millions. For the first time, children know your name. Not because you're rich. Because you gave them a future. That feeling is worth more than any private jet. More than any island. More than any vault filled with cash. You finally understand. Money is powerful. But impact is unforgettable. Level 6, the real billionaire. Years pass. You're no longer 21. You're older. Wiser. Calmer. The headlines continue. Markets rise. Markets crash. Fortunes appear. Fortunes disappear. You've seen both sides. You've watched billionaires lose everything. You've watched ordinary people build extraordinary lives. One evening, you walk through one of your first apartments. It's empty now. Small. Simple. The same apartment where everything began. You smile. Not because you miss being broke. Because you remember who you were. Hungry. Ambitious. Hopeful. Back then. You believed becoming a billionaire would solve every problem. Now you know the truth. Money solves financial problems. It doesn't solve loneliness. It doesn't guarantee loyalty. It doesn't create purpose. It doesn't replace family. Or friendship. Or peace. Those things must be earned. Just like everything else. You open your phone. The balance is larger than ever. The numbers no longer impress you. They're just numbers. What matters now is the thousands of employees building careers. The businesses that exist because someone believed in an idea. The families living better lives. The students graduating debt-free. The patients receiving treatment. The communities transformed. That is your real fortune. Then a young reporter asks you one final question. If you could go back to 21 and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? You don't answer immediately. You think about the fear, the pressure, the mistakes, the victories, the nights without sleep, the betrayals, the friendships, the lessons. Then you smile and say, don't chase money. Chase value. Money follows value. And when it arrives, never let it convince you that you're more important than anyone else. Because one day, the cars will rust. The houses will belong to someone else. The markets will forget your biggest wins. But the lives you changed will continue long after your name fades. That is what real wealth looks like. Not a bank account. Not a private island. Not $1 billion. A legacy. One decision. One opportunity. One life at a time. Because becoming a billionaire at 21 was never the greatest achievement. Learning what truly matters was.